So Friday, the 11th of July, I'm Wayne Duvenage from OUTA. This is our weekly wrap-up. What a week it's been. We've heard the explosive expose by the KZN Commissioner of Police, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Last week, it's been headline news throughout the week. This is really serious stuff. And we await the President's address to the nation on Sunday on what's going to happen, how is he going to manage this, what are the issues. But it is serious stuff. You cannot have senior police officials and the minister implicated in interfering with investigations and corruption and so forth. But I guess this is nothing new to you and I, the citizens who see daily, weekly, monthly exposés of grand corruption and maladministration. And somewhere along the line, the ANC is involved. When you just think about it, in a democratic country, I'm not even comparing ourselves to Russia or China, but in a democracy like ours, to continuously read about the stuff that we do and hear and see, and certainly at OUTA, what we are seeing, the corrupt networks that have permeated many of our government departments, right down to local government. The ANC has to be regarded as probably the most corrupt political party in the world. There's no doubt about it in my mind. It's just incestuous, the cesspool of corruption. And it just continues. So when you see headlines like we have seen this week, why are we not surprised? And why are we not surprised that we don't believe that the President is going to actually take meaningful action? But we'll see. Let's see what happens on Sunday. Where we also require meaningful action from our President and our leadership is to deal with these tariff hikes. Donald Trump this week announced 30% tariff hikes to goods exported from South Africa to the USA across all sectors of industry. And that is going to hurt us immensely. It's going to affect our economy. We're going to lose jobs. And we again just see a firefighting reaction to this, that maybe he's based his decision on outdated information and we're going to renegotiate this situation. It doesn't work like that. You have to be proactive as a government to look after your trading partners' relationships. You can't try and do this from the sidelines and shooting across the bar at your trading partners at BRICS conferences and so forth and then expect no reaction. We really just do not have a sense of how to manage these, proactively manage these diplomatic relations. And it's quite sad, and it's going to cost us jobs. It's going to cost us lack of growth in our economy, lack of investment. And so we hope, again, to see some change in mindset that has to be dealt with here. On the outer front this week, we've filed our papers against the City of Joburg on its grossly irrational CCTV bylaw, which it introduced at the beginning of the year. This we find is a breach of constitutional rights, your and my rights. This is, we believe, has not followed due process. And if the City of Joburg has any semblance of rationality when it comes to litigation, their lawyers will tell them that they have a futile case if they want to defend this, but if they want to defend it, we'll see them in court. So those papers were filed this week. We've also written to Eskom on this solar tax, solar conditions, solar regulations that are being implemented. We have a lot, thousands of people, members of the public, are raising serious concerns around this. We hear and hear that banks are even holding back on financing of solar installations unless they meet these regulations, and this is starting to create a bit of panic and chaos in this whole industry. Now, our message to Eskom is simply this, and we've written to them and they have not responded, so we'll be seeking engagements at higher levels now. And simply, all we require is rationality in this process. We require certainty going forward on what those regulations are, and if they are going to change, we need to know now and change sooner so that people are not subjected to onerous conditions now that they might not be later. And I think Eskom knows what we're talking about here. Unless we have our concerns heard and listened to and responded to meaningfully, we're going to have to take this matter up and look at every avenue that we can to challenge Eskom. We don't like to fight when it is unnecessary, but we will fight. We will challenge this matter. if Eskom is not going to apply their minds and be reasonable about their conditions that are expected of society on that front. So watch the space, we'll keep you updated. And then just to finish off, obviously we've seen a lot of political pressure and dynamics at play with our Government of National Unity, with the exit of Andrew Whitfield in the Department of Trade and Industry and Competition as the Deputy Minister. We see the fight to remove Nhlanhla as Higher Education Minister, and we understand that there are some issues that need to be ventilated and exposed. What is more concerning for us is that these board chairpersons of the Skills Development Levy, SETAs, is a serious issue. We saw that this cadre deployment list was just pushed and thrust into her space, which she fortunately had withdrawn. We have now, we see the closing date has arrived. We've made about 15 nominations to the SETA boards. And hopefully these individuals who we've selected and asked and given input to the department will be appointed as board chairs, because this is where oversight powers are really necessary. Our investigations into the SETAs across this country that manages a combined budget of about 21 billion rand is that it is a cesspool of maladministration and corruption. Not all of them, but many of them. And it is time for change. And that change will come from good oversight and good leadership in a board that is going to, and a good chair that is going to ensure that there's accountability and transparency by these accounting authorities inside these SETAs, which there has been not enough of, certainly not enough. Too much money, millions upon millions have been wasted. And we're going to do all we can and our best to ensure that we have better governance in the higher education space, because over many years it has become a plunder pot for connected cronies and political party loyalists, and this is unacceptable. Thank you for listening. Have a good weekend, stay warm, catch up with you next week. Cheers.